I love indie games. I also love puzzle platformers to a certain degree. And today I want to talk about a game that not only turns 10 years old once more, but is a game that I was able to replay and finish not too long ago as of me recording this video, and that's a video game called Inside. And to an extent, Limbo. Both of these games being developed by PlayDead Studios. And I kind of wanted to just quickly talk about this game and just praise the hell of it and just say that Inside is probably one of my favorite indie games, puzzle platformers out there. It does have a little bit of like horror aspects in this game and to an extent Limbo, and I just really like the simple 2D gameplay that the game has to offer. And like I said, I mean, Inside and Limbo, they both play in similar fashion where you're simply like controlling this one simple boy in their respective games, and in there your goal is to simply reach to the end by solving various puzzles. And with each puzzle you solve, the games itself, especially Inside, throws in like a different unique mechanic to like get you up on your toes head over heels. And I think when Limbo came out back in 2010, this was a game that I super was super like interested in playing because of how like not only like unique the art style was for its time, but just like the mystery surrounding the game itself. And again, I still won't forget like the ending of the game being like super dark and maybe like up to interpretation for anyone who's played Limbo. And Inside here has that same ambiguous ending as well, which I'm pretty sure for anyone who's played Inside, this is a game that shouldn't really need an explanation at this point for how the game ends. But what I even did too was to go the extra mile and decide to collect all the orbs in Inside because this game actually has two endings in there, and it requires you to collect all the orbs that are plastered throughout the game. And in that alternate ending, it kind of has like this big spoiler twist reveal that again for anyone who has been under a norm that once you collect all these orbs you go back to a certain place where you found one of the orbs from a while back in the farm area. You keep running and running until you stumble across an underground inside basement of what appears to be a ton of computer screens, one of the mind control devices hooked up to a ton of wires, and it's kind of revealed that like this whole time the boy that you're controlling was you, the player itself. And in the end, you basically decide to do one last unplug, and it showcases the full realization that damn, you essentially just shut off the entire game itself. And I thought that was a really cool little ending. But of course, the actual ending of Inside Game, if you just play without going through all the orbs, is still really unique, really iconic, really disturbing in its own right. And I absolutely love it. Again, this is also like you could tell, like from the short time span of the past 6 years from Limbo to Inside, they really developed this game so well. They really gave this a lot more character depth. This game also makes you rely on like using your ears to following certain puzzles. I just love it. I absolutely have nothing but praise about this game to this day. And looking up like where PlayDead Studios is at now, it is such a shame that I don't think we're ever gonna get another sequel to these two games under their belt. Because if you look up like PlayDead Studios and like what they've been through as of late, it's been like an ongoing issue regarding like creative differences and I think if I'm not mistaken, like just full on like who had developer rights and shares and etc. And it's been a pretty much ongoing, off-going battle between the two co-founders, and it's really sad because like I know like if we ever get another game like Inside and Limbo in the modern day age, I feel like everyone's gonna be falling head over heels for the games itself, and it's no wonder why, given that to this day, when you go to like any Epic Game Store or any Steam store or just any of your console games out there, you have Inside Limbo that's being sold so cheap out of the fucking wazoo, and that honestly, buying Inside Limbo for your own exclusive game is super worth it. And again, the gameplay for both of these games, respectively, can take upwards to max 2 hours long to just finish both of those games respectfully, including getting all like the orbs, or in the case of Limbo, cracking all the eggs. And oh no, that's really all I gotta say about this game. Inside is absolutely incredible. I think it's a must-play indie puzzle platformer if you're into that. and the puzzles aren't super hard at the end of the day. I feel like this is just like an easy, accessible game that has to be played for anyone who wants to check out like a short but really dark set of games that are worth your time and are definitely worth your money. And yeah, that's it. Just wanted to simply rant, talk about Inside and to an extent Limbo, and just say both of these games are absolutely incredible. And that's about it. I'll see you on the next one later.